Good morning and welcome to the 197th Sovereigns Parade here at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. My name is Major Kirsty Deacon-Main of the Royal Artillery, and I'm joined here today by Major Carl Taylor from the Welsh Guards, a former Academy Sergeant Major here at the Academy. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning to you, Kirsty, and a great privilege again to be here on this special occasion, and also a good morning to our viewers who are tuning in all over the world and the country to see these Army officers of the future about to commission here at Sandhurst.
And we're also joined today by Captain Rob Beckett. Morning, Rob.
Good morning, thank you, Kirsty, Carl, and good morning to all our listeners online. What an absolute treat we have in store today, and what a pleasure it's going to be to do the commentary at such a military spectacle called the Sovereigns Parade here at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Please press like and share the event on whatever platform you're viewing on. Also, please share with us your thoughts and comments and well wishes for those officer cadets who are going to march up those famous steps of Old College today.
Excellent, and we start the parade, as you can see on the screen there, led by the Academy Adjutant, Major Chris Davis of the Welsh Guards. He is flanked, as you can see, to the right-hand side by the Academy Sergeant Major, who is WO1 Colin Kirkwood from the Scots Guards. They are also flanked by 4 stick orderlies, and more about them later. But as they lead the parade on parade now, they will then form up ready for a spectacular occasion that we have in treat for you today.
Today, commissioning is commissioning course 212, which contains 162 officer cadets, including 28 international cadets from 18 countries. At Sandhurst, there are currently a total of 116 international cadets. Since 1947, over 5,000 cadets from 131 different countries, including 6 current serving heads of state, have trained here at Sandhurst.
Yes, a fantastic display, as you can see at the moment. As a reminder, I think it's important to note that here at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst is obviously recognised as one of the world leading military training academies, and very much the spiritual home of the British Army officer. And indeed, the officers who are commissioned from all around the world that then go on to lead their soldiers with the many challenges that they face today, and taking with them the motto here at the Academy of Serve to Lead.
The music today has been provided by the band and bugles of the Rifles and directed by the Director of Music, Major Jason Griffiths. Now today is a very special occasion for Jason, as today's Sovereigns Parade will be his last engagement prior to retirement in July of this year, having completed nearly 39 years as a regular Army Museum. Major Griffiths enlisted as a junior leader into the Royal Armoured Corps as a trombonist in 1984 at the age of 16. Just to put that into perspective, he was delivering music and military spectacles 10 years before any cadet on parade here today was ever born.
And just in shot now is the new college adjutant, Captain Chris Pollard, Grenadier Guards, and he rides the beautiful grey horse, Boris.
Turn! Sandhurst! Shoulder! Arms! Sandhurst will form 2 ranks. Form 2 ranks! Sandhurst, in open order, inwards, dress!
So here you see now the parade forming up ready for the inspection. They've marched from New College parade ground up the approach road to Old College and halted on parade on Old College. The Academy Adjutant will give the word of command throughout the parade. However, you will see a number of different areas of the parade requiring slightly more detail, and we'll go into them in a lot more detail as we see them. But looking at the parade itself, from the front troops that you see, the front officer cadets, they are all the senior term, and they are furnishing with swords today as they are commissioning, so they're the senior term that will be going up the steps later on. Behind them is the intermediate term and then the junior term at the rear.
Stand up! Still! Stand still! The front rank of the left half of the senior division! Still! Stand still! The front rank, the left half, the intermediate division! Still! Stand still! The front rank of the left half of the junior division! Stand up! Still! Stand still! Front rank of the right half of the senior division! Still! Stand still! The front rank, the right half, the intermediate division! Still! Stand still! The front rank of the right half of the junior division! Cadets! Yeah!
And that's the Academy Sergeant Major giving the eyes front to all the officer cadets on parade, with the New College Regimental Sergeant Major and the Old College Regimental Sergeant Major having finished the dressing to get them ready for the inspection.
Sandhurst! Slow! Arms!
What we're waiting for now is the arrival of the
March
banner
on!
party and
The
the colour
Sovereign's
parties.
banner and
The
colours.
Sovereign's banner today party consists of 3 members of the regular commissioning corps staff from the famous Parachute Regiment. I think we can safely say, Carl, this is the first time in recent memory that this has been the case.
Present!
Historically not renowned for their smartness, style and panache on the parade ground, and more than blood, sweat and tears on operations in the field. We can only pay tribute to how this embodies the professionalism of today's instructors in the Academy. Led in the centre by Company Sergeant Major Groves, holding the Sovereign's banner.
Right, sir! Left arm! Let's go to the banner! Forward! Let's go to the banner! Halt! Let's go to the banner! About 10! Escort to the colour and banner party! Present! Arms!
Sandhurst! Slow! Arms!
So that is now the banner and the colours now on parade. The banner, as Rob just spoke about, is now in a position ready for the Sovereign's platoon to come and collect the colour later on. But just to the right of the screen you can see 2 colours. The left-hand side is the Queen's colour, carried by Officer Cadet Edward Norman from Blenheim Company in 1 platoon, and he's joining the Grenadier Guards. And then we have the Sandhurst colours on the right-hand side, carried by Officer Cadet Arthur Moffat of Blenheim Company, and he's joining the Irish Guards.
So as we wait for the Sovereign's representative to arrive, we'll cut to a short clip and meet some of the senior division officer cadets who have shared their thoughts and experiences about their training.
So this is exercise Dynamic Victory. It lasts for 2 weeks. We've been out here in Grafenwehr and Hohenfels training area. Started off with a live firing range package and then moved into the exercise phase, which has been at Hohenfels, finally culminating with this battle group level attack on an urban objective.
A good chunk of it has been working with the American Op Force, so opposition, who are a really interesting dynamic enemy, who have put us through our paces and have reacted in lots of ways that we didn't expect or weren't quite used to.
The exercise is, I guess, a culmination of what we've learned throughout the whole year, putting it into practice, testing ourselves for the last time before we commission.
In the States, we're very aggressive, we're very upfront, we're very physical. Here they are the same, but they take a step back to think about the plan, to use the brain rather than the muscle. And it's a unique combination to be able to do that and really stay calm under pressure and stay calm while people are under fire and think to yourself, there's a better way to do this, how can I figure it out in the best time management possible? And that's one of the best traits I got out of the academy.
Since I've been at Sandhurst, it's been a very steep learning curve, but I think I've grown across my time at Sandhurst, gained in confidence and enjoyed learning military skills and also learning about leadership, ready now to step off on commissioning.
For me, it means a lot. It took me a long time to get to where I am at the moment, and I'm really excited to commission and have a career in the British Army.
I'll be going to Brecon to do Platoon Commander's Battle Course with the Royal Irish as the first female in the infantry regiment. Yeah.
When I was in Fort Benning, before I commissioned through Officer Candidate School, I spoke with a British Lieutenant Colonel who told me that you only get the opportunities you put your hand up for, and that stuck with me. And I decided, you know what, I felt that was a challenge. I've been here for about a year now with the rest of the cadets, along with the other 20-some internationals. Time's been absolutely phenomenal.
This exercise, we've been pretty low at times, not had much sleep, not had much to eat. But of course, those are the things that you look back and think, actually, that's when I really got the work done with my friends and managed to sort of, come together. So the highs and the lows, I think, at Sandhurst are impossible to separate, and that's the kind of magic of it.
Time attending the parade, representing the Queen.
Slow! Arms!
General McConville follows a line of distinguished American leaders who have taken this parade at RMAS over the years, with parallels that will not escape you. 78 years ago, in March 1944, at the height of World War II, the Supreme Allied Commander, General Dwight Eisenhower, addressed officer cadets commissioning on that day. He stood on those famous old college steps and spoke without notes and from the heart, because he knew that many of the officer cadets would, within only weeks of leaving Sandhurst, be fighting to liberate Europe, initially on the D-Day beaches and fields of Normandy during Op Overlord and beyond. And just behind General James is his wife, Maria.
Sandhurst! General salute! Present! Arms!
Okay, and here we have the Sovereign's rep alighting the dais and receiving his first salute. You can see just behind him the Major General, who's the Commandant of the Academy, Major General Duncan Capps. He will assist the Sovereign's rep throughout the parade. So the Academy Adjutant has come forward now, as you can see shortly, and he will state the parade to the Sovereign's rep to let them know that they're all ready and formed up and waiting for inspection.
So good morning. Good morning. There are 651 officer cadets on parade, 167 are commissioning today, of which 28 are international officer cadets. May I have your leave to carry on, sir?
Please do.
Stand fast! Their senior division. The remainder, change arms. The remainder, stand at ease.
And you can see a movement then from on the parade. You see a officer cadet making his way to the right-hand side. He will be the Sword of Honour winner, and he will greet the Sovereign's rep along with the Academy Sergeant Major, who will be right behind him.
And as you can see, the inspection party General James addressing the Senior Under Officer Joshua Wisby. So, Senior Under Officer Joshua Wisby there, introducing the cadets. He said earlier this week that he's enjoyed his time at Sandhurst. Joining the Army was a last-minute decision for him, but he now can't possibly think of wanting to do anything else. He's commissioning into the Parachute Regiment and is looking forward to the privilege and challenges of command. The first in his family to join the military, Senior Under Officer Wisby is incredibly proud to be on parade in front of his family and girlfriend.
As you can see, the inspection party will complement the colour as they move past. So on the left-hand side, as you see on the screen, the senior term will be represented by Blenheim Company on the left-hand side, and then Income and Company on the right. So he's made his way to Income and Company now.
So, as Carl said, we're just looking at Incommand Company here, who was commanded by Major Andy Rouse of the Royal Logistics Corps. Having gone through on the left-hand side of the parade, Blenheim Company is commanded by Major James Wilson Church, the Rifles.
Also, you can see that some of the cadets are wearing a medal, and individuals from the international community that are here are wearing the Sandhurst Trust medal.
So there's a bit of a cut in the music, and more music will follow, but let's just look at the band for a second. It's the Band and Bugles of the Rifles. It was formed in 2007, and they were created by 4 of the finest infantry regiments in the British Army: the Devon and Dorset Light Infantry, the Light Infantry, the Royal Gloucester, Berkshire and Wiltshire Light Infantry, and the Royal Green Jackets. These 4 regiments are known as the forming regiments. They're going to play some military music and also some classics that you can hear in the background. I think we're going to enjoy the music today, Carl.
Yeah, let's take a bit of time out from the commentary and enjoy this particular piece of music.
So that's the conclusion of the inspection. A Major General McConville chatting to Commandant Major General Duncan Capps of the late Royal Logistics Corps. And behind them is the Assistant Military Assistant Commandant, Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, Captain Sam Richardson of the Adjutant General Corps, and Major Justin Foley.
And with the inspection complete, you were noticed with a BDI, the Academy Sergeant Major, making his way to the rear of the Sovereign's platoon, where he's greeted by his orderly, who removes his pay stick and he draws his sword, ready for the Sovereign's platoon to come forward and receive the colours.
The Sovereign's platoon! Shed! Slow! Up! The Sovereign's platoon! Close order! March! The Sovereign's platoon will advance by the centre! Quick march! In open order! Right! Dress! That's not what to do. Aye! Ha! Sandhurst! Turn! Sandhurst! Slow! Arms!
That one or that one? Yeah, that's there. That's what. I'll talk quicker.
The Sovereign's platoon! Present! Arms! The Sovereign's platoon! Slow! Arms!
And you've just seen the Sovereign's platoon come forward from the senior term
The Sovereign's platoon!
inspection
will
line to receive the colour.
by the right! Slow! March!
Now what we're going to see is the Sovereign's platoon troop the Sovereign's banner, and it's a big thing. This platoon is the champion platoon of the intake, and they don't just get chosen to carry the Sovereign's banner. They actually earn the right, and throughout their commissioning course over 42 weeks, they compete in different events, things like steeplechase, march and shoot, drill competitions. They also have an academic side to the competition, log race, endurance, and so forth. And this platoon collectively have done the best, and they are the champion platoon. And that's why they get the honour of carrying the banner today. banner was originally presented in 1918. However, it's Her Majesty the Queen's wish that the platoon bearing the Sovereign's banner, which is only lured to the Sovereign, should be known as the Sovereign's platoon.
You will notice that the Sovereign's platoon will left wheel, the band will cut out, and this will give chance for the Academy Adjutant to give the word of command, present arms, prior to them trooping the banner through the front rank. And that's the Sovereign's platoon moving through the rest of the senior term, basically showing off their pride in what they've achieved over the last 44 weeks. But also, you may have seen this in Troop of the Colour on the Queen's Birthday Parade in London as well, where the colours get trooped in front of the troops. And this is so that everyone on parade can identify and recognise the colour. In the centre of the picture, you can see the Sovereign's banner colour party. Officer Cadets Holland is carrying the banner today.
Sovereign's platoon! Present! Arms! Sandhurst! Slow! Arms! Sandhurst! Post! Order! March!
And this part of the parade, now the banner's been trooped, will be orchestrated by the Academy Adjutant, who will give the word of command prior to marching around in slow and quick time.
In slow and quick time. Divisions into column. By the right. Right wheel. Slow. March.
So this parade marks the culmination of 44 weeks training on the commissioning course, which must be passed by all direct entry officers commissioning into the regular army. The course is split into 3 terms of 14 weeks, with a further 2 weeks of adventurous training. The course covers activities such as military theory, academic study, behavioural sciences, physical training and field exercises, where military skills and leadership are developed and tested under arduous conditions over multi-day periods of defence training areas across England, Wales, and with partnering American forces in Germany. The officer cadets commissioning today are able to lead and manage a platoon in barracks and on operations. So before the newly commissioned officers begin their first role in the field army, they will complete their specialist training based on which regiment they have been selected for during the commissioning course. This could, for example, be 4 months in Brecon training to be an infantry platoon commander, or 3 months on Salisbury Plain training to be an officer in the Royal Artillery. One thing's for sure, all those commissioning are embarking on a very exciting journey. I guess you could say I'm really quite jealous.
And front centre, the Academy Adjutant, Major Chris Davis. You'll notice that we have 2 charges on parade first. One ridden by the Academy Adjutant, and obviously the new college Adjutant, Major Chris Pollard. And just looking at the charges, they have been selected for their experience by ceremonial members of the Household Cavalry who look after them, Cobble Horse Bishop and Saint Denis. And chatting to them this week, Falklands, that you can see in the picture here, he's 22 years old and stands at just over 17 hands 1. He is the Household Cavalry mounted regiment charger for the Silver Stick. Incidentally enough, he started his career as a Lifeguards, the Queen's Lifeguards, noticed for his kind nature and strong presence, and he was promoted straight to an officer's charger and then as the commanding officer's charger. He is one of the most experienced horses and chargers on parade, but is approaching his retirement and will be looked after daily by Colonel Crispin Lockhart, his previous commanding officer. Parade are marching in slow time, and then on the second lap of the Old College Parade Ground they'll move into quick time. But you can see the concentration on the faces of all the cadets now, and some of the officers that may have commissioned looking here today will understand how much concentration is going on, not only to keep in step but listen to words of the command, but also to keep the dress in and making sure that they are absolutely perfect when going past the Sovereign's representative. The junior officers at the front, as you can see, has lowered his sword, and this is given by the word of command, eyes right. So as you can see, everyone is saluting or giving their eyes to the right. But these junior officers in front with the swords will do what's called a flourish, and that's lower the sword in respect of the Sovereign's representative. So as each of the officer cadets pass the inspecting officer's dais, they will be in open order, and you can see a lot of words of commands being shouted at by the colour sergeants and those coordinating the drill movements, getting from close order into open order for the inspection, and then back into close order ready for the continuation of the parade.
This is an absolute day for the officer cadets, but we need to also think about the permanent staff here at the Academy. We've just seen Company Sergeant Major Lee Anthony Oddy of the Irish Guards march past. He has just started his tour of duty here at the Academy. He's the Company Sergeant Major of Alamein Company in the junior term and playing a supporting role today. He originates from Bedworth in Coventry, and he's cheered on today by his good lady Jade and daughter Esme. So if you're viewing from Coventry, he is one of your own. Please send him a like and well wishes in the comments below.
Thanks, Rob. And as Rob says, we shouldn't forget the permanent staff. I'm sure that the cadets would like to thank them for all of their hard work, diligence and patience in coaching and preparing them so thoroughly for the challenges that will face them when they leave here. And for, of course, getting them ready for this parade.
And coming up at the rear, the new College Adjutant Major Chris Pollard from the Grenadier Guards. He's riding Boris on this occasion. He is 9 years old, standing at 7 and hands 2, so just slightly taller than Falkland. He's still undergoing training at the moment to be the front charger of the Sovereign's Parade, and he is seen also on the commissioning course short parades that we have in the Academy in weeks 7 and 11 of the term. Both these chargers will be seen later in the year for Her Majesty's Jubilee celebrations and on the Queen's Birthday Parade.
And we have to just say how immaculate Boris is looking. As a white horse, I would say he's probably had quite a lot of time and baths put on him in the last 24 hours. And the behaviour of these horses is also very, very good. This morning, I bumped into Corporal Horse of Bishop, taking the horses on a leg stretch to try and curtail their enthusiasm. And what a fine job I think he's done. And a beautiful view of Old College, the iconic building of the Royal Military Academy. The Royal Military Academy was established in Woolwich in 1741 to train officers for the artillery and engineers. A similar institution was founded for the cavalry and the infantry officers in 1802 in High Wycombe. The first commissioning parade of the new Royal Military Academy Sandhurst was held on the 14th of July 1948.
There you've just seen from the command from the Academy Adjutant, the troops now going from slow time into quick time. So the band cut out, giving it a chance for the word of command to be given. And now, as you can see, all the officer cadets will step off in quick time. So they'll be slightly faster around the parade ground. Also a chance for all the officer cadets on parade and those that have been on before have a chance to move their arms as they've been pinned to the side for the majority of the parade.
think it's a good time now, Carl, to speak about the permanent members of staff. The permanent staff are here generally for 2 years, and they ultimately train the officer cadets that we have on parade today. We are quite unique as an academy because it's not just officers that train officers like we see around the world. Actually, at the academy we have an officer and a colour sergeant, which is a non-commissioned officer, and they collectively train the officer cadets. Just going past, we've just seen Company Sergeant Major Jay McAvoy of the Welsh Guards. He's Company Sergeant Major of Eaps Company, and he is in the intermediate term. The next commissioning parade, they'll be commissioning, but today he is ultimately playing a supporting role. I'm sure his beautiful wife Jordan and 4 children are watching from home, from Llandudno in Wales.
So on Tuesday of this week, the cadets did a full run-through for the Commandant's Parade. This is an opportunity for the officer cadets and staff to conduct a dress rehearsal. In General Cap's speech, he reminded those commissioning where they've come from, but also what they have to come. Their challenges as leaders, whilst perhaps different in scale to those that have gone before them, context and character to those who have stood where they are remains fundamentally the same. It's, at its most basic level, it's that moment when the soldiers look to them and demand leadership, and then they, like those young officers who have gone before them, will need to overcome their own personal doubts and fears to say with conviction and courage, "Follow me."
At this stage now, the slow march in and the quick march has taken place, and the officer cadets now are forming back up on their original inspection line. So you can see the senior term that are now in position. You've got the junior term just behind them marching, and they'll do a manoeuvre called the left form at the halt. So that is where they're all marching, certainly as divisions into columns, and they will halt on the inspection line as divisions into line. Finally, you can see the junior term. So they've been only in training for 14 weeks, so it's the first experience they have of being on Sovereign's platoon, or a Sovereign's parade. Next term, they will be in intermediate term, and then they will follow another 14 weeks later into the senior term. So these are the junior members on parade, and as you can see, they're just finishing off at the rear and getting into formation, ready for the next part of the parade.
Sandhurst!
So what we're seeing now is the officer cadets getting ready for the main event. They're going to advance in review order, which is a movement in which they advance 14 steps and halt, waiting for the address by the Sovereign's representative.
Sandhurst! Slow! Arms! Sandhurst will advance in review order. By the centre! Quick march! Sandhurst! Shoulder! Arms! Sandhurst! Stand at ease!
And that's the parade now advanced, ready for the speech for the Sovereign's representative.
Well, good afternoon, Commandant, staff of the Royal Military Academy, officer cadets, proud parents and families, distinguished guests. I am honored to represent Her Majesty, the Queen, for the Sovereign's Parade. Being here today is a testament to the special relationship of our two nations, a relationship that has only grown stronger after 20 years of serving side by side in combat. I am also honored to share this special day with the officer cadets commissioning tonight. Each of you has chosen a more challenging path in life than many of your peers. Each of you has volunteered to swear an oath of allegiance and become part of something bigger than yourself. And each of you has chosen an honorable path to serve your country. Last May, you arrived on Iron Born Sunday with different backgrounds from different cultures in different countries. And you came together as a team. You forged bonds and became brothers and sisters as you overcame adversity together. Tonight, at midnight, you'll become commissioned officers. And no matter what else you do in life, whether you serve for a few years or long enough to wear cross swords and batons, you can be proud of what you've accomplished here. I still remember the day I received my commission as a military officer. It was 41 years ago at the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York. Our speaker was the new Commander-in-Chief, President Ronald Reagan. And he spoke about peace through strength. And that philosophy has guided me ever since. He said one of the best ways to prevent war is to have an army so strong that no one would dare provoke it. The United States seeks to preserve peace through a strong, whole-government approach led by diplomacy and supported by a strong military with strong allies and partners, 18 of whom are represented here today. And as you leave these grounds for your first assignments, I challenge you to maintain the relationships our armies have forged over the past 2 decades. Never forget that we are stronger together. And I would like to leave you with 2 pieces of advice to carry forward you as officers. Number 1, Put people first. An army is people. They are our greatest strength and our most important weapon system. Take care of your people. In the words of this great institution, serve to lead. Ensure your units have cultures in which everybody is treated with genuine respect. Build cohesive teams that are highly trained, disciplined, and fit, that are ready to fight and win. Because that's my second piece of advice. Winning matters. This is an attitude that you must carry forward as leaders. When you and units are sent on a mission, we don't send you to participate, we don't send you to try hard, we send you to win. Because there's no second place or honorable mention on the battlefield. It is your responsibility as leaders to define what winning looks like for your soldiers, because it looks different for every mission and for every specialty that is undertaken. We win through our people, so I challenge you to support your non-commissioned officers and give your soldiers the time and resources that they need to become masters of their craft. And if you do that, you will be successful in all of your future endeavors. So today, let's celebrate the completion of this great endeavor you're passing out at Sandhurst. Be proud of what you have achieved here today, and congratulations on your commissioning. We remain strong together. Thank you very much.
Awards. The International Award presented by the State of Qatar. The International Award is awarded to the International Cadet who has achieved the best overall results in military, academic and practical studies. Today it is awarded to Officer Cadet Panas Purasanant from Thailand.
Panos is hugely proud and honoured to have been awarded this award. I think you can probably tell by his smile. He informs me that his family and friends at home will be watching this stream. They should be rightly proud of his achievements.
The Queen's Medal. The Queen's Medal is awarded to the Officer Cadet who has achieved the best overall results in military, academic and practical studies. Today it is awarded to Officer Cadet Henry de Clay, who is to be commissioned into the Coldstream Guards.
Junior Under Officer de Clay tells us that as the youngest of 7 siblings, he has been familiar with the rank structure from an early stage. Although he's had no prior military experience, he has proven himself winning the Queen's Medal.
The International Sword, presented by the State of Kuwait. The International Sword is awarded to the International Cadet, considered by the Commandant to be the best of the intake. Today it is awarded to Officer Cadet Adam Niecki from Hungary.
A hugely proud day for Officer Cadet Niecki. Whilst born in Romania, he commissioned into the Hungarian Defence Force and graduated at National University of Public Services, Budapest in 2020, where he studied military science.
The Sword of Honour. The Sword of Honour is awarded to the officer cadet considered by the Commandant to be the best of the intake. Today it is awarded to Senior Under Officer Joshua Wisby, who is to be commissioned into the Parachute Regiment.
An exceedingly proud moment for Officer Cadet Wisby. What an inspiration he's been to all of those in his intake. He should be rightly proud of his achievements.
Sandhurst! Sandhurst! Turn! Sandhurst! Slow! Arms! Sandhurst! General salute! Present! Arms! Sandhurst! Slope! Arms!
May I have your leave to march the senior division up the Old College steps for the remainder of operations?
That was the Academy Adjutant then asking for leave to march the senior division up Old College steps. As you can see in the background, the band have relocated from those steps just off to the flank so they can provide the supporting music as we see those cadets alight those steps for the final time.
Inwards! Turn! The intermediate and junior division. Present! Arms! The senior division. Inward wheel. By the centre. Slow! March!
As the colour party now enter the grand entrance of Old College, followed by the remainder of the senior term, with the musical support of Old Land's Eye.
And there you just see the Commandant's stick orderlies at the front, Officer Cadet Arabelle Duncan and Officer Cadet Tamsin Moran, both commissioning into the Adjutant General Corps. And just going out of shot is the Adjutant's stick orderlies, Officer Cadet Fraser Jeffreys of the Scots Dragoon Guards and Officer Cadet Joshua Clydesdale of the Mercians.
And they are followed by the prize winners in the order that they were called out earlier on to receive their gifts. And the final part of the parade, once the Sword of Honour winner will step off, as you can see him at the left of the screen now, will be the infamous Up the Steps of Old College for the Academy Adjutant and his charger.
And as the Adjutant makes his way towards the steps, from Carl, Rob and myself, we hope that you have enjoyed the parade and thank you for watching. And we wish all of Commissioning Course 212 all the best.